Hello and welcome. I'm Adri Gregan, and I'm here for more Jujutsu Kaisen. We're here for Season 1, Episode 6 now. Last time we had quite a bit happening. We finished up the Cursed Womb Must Die arc. The Cursed Womb did indeed die. I get the feeling someone else died, but I can't quite put my finger on it though. Regardless, there's a lot of interesting things that happened last episode. We learned about Fushiguro's backstory, and we learned a little bit more about his ideological clashes with Yuuji, our MC, of course. And we also learned that he's not as strong as Sukuna naturally, but he's also quick-witted. He's good at thinking on his feet and finding a creative solution to a problem, as he did when he was fighting against Sukuna. So we wrapped that arc up. And then after that, we spent the rest of the episode doing quite a bit of setup for future arcs to come. We got introduced to two new factions. One seemingly good faction, one seemingly not so good faction, both of which we'll be competing with for different reasons, for the most part, in the future. One of these was, of course, the Kyoto Sister School, who it seems like we'll be doing a nice and fun tournament arc in the future, which I'm excited for. And the other one is a conglomeration of curses, which I figured would come up, led by this very much not a puppet dingus of dinguses, who's definitely the mastermind and definitely pulling any strings, and definitely isn't the butt of pretty much every joke. Mr. Volcano Head, of course. And the person who's definitely not pulling his strings seems to be a human, I imagine a Jujutsu sorcerer, who is... I wonder if he's part of the Kyoto school, or he could potentially be part of ours, who knows. But he does seem to be a human who's kind of working with the curses, or perhaps more accurately, using the curses towards his own ends, whatever they may be. So he gave them a nice two-step program to put curses on the top, deal with Gojo, and bring Yuuji on their side. Sounds good. Step 1, Step 2, Step 3, victory. Boom. Easy day. Other than that, we also got introduced to 3 new characters, some upperclassmen, second years. We got introduced to Onigiri Man, we met Parkour Panda, and of course, Zang Senpai. So they all seem quite fun. I'm curious to see how they develop. Onigiri Man in particular, with his cursed speech, it sounds really interesting, especially with his speech impediment, speech quirk, whatever you want to call it. It's hard to imagine those two aren't intertwined, so I'm curious to see that moving forward. Yeah. Other than that, the most interesting topic of last episode was, of course, the discussion that the curses had regarding the purity of emotions, and that since negative emotions are more pure than positive emotions, and curses are born from negative emotions, that means that curses are pure beings, and thus they should be at the top of the hierarchy. So that was spoken by our resident poet and grand master, Volcano Head. So you know you can take his word at it. I can't wait to see what happens with him leading on. It's going to be a great time, I can already tell. Other than that, I think that's pretty much everything that happened. I don't think there's anything I'm missing, anything major I really missed. There's little things, obviously, like I'm thinking not president, professor. Oh my god, the P words. The principals. There we go. The principals of the Jujutsu schools coming together to create the 2-day plan, which is usually group battles and team battles, all that stuff. Little details, obviously, happen throughout the episode. I don't think there's anything major I'm missing, though. I think I covered every single thing that happened. And yeah, I'm curious to see how those parts will build out in the future. So, without further ado, let's get ahead, jump into Jujutsu Kaisen. So, if you've been here before, you probably know the drill. I have full reactions that are unedited in the description. The full reaction is also on YouTube. However, it is edited down with audio and visuals for copyright. The episode breakdown and analysis will be on YouTube after the reaction. So whether you go down the description or you stick around here, I will see you for the discussion afterwards. With that out of the way, let's get started with Jujutsu Kaisen, Season 1, Episode 6. Oh, hey, Yuuji. Where were you last episode? Something about invading Sukuna's privacy. This does not look like his domain. And your spirit is now linked with his, I presume? Oh yeah, also Parkour Panda apparently smells like sunshine. And I think the joke was just how cutely he said it. The Ohisama instead of Taiyo or something like that. A very childish way of saying he smells like sunlight, which was the cute part. Oh, he's unzipping. Episode 6, After Rain. Okay, let's see how this clears up. Pretty much. An arm for a heart is a fair trade. Possibly. Wow. Even got Sukuna off guard. He's really throwing hands with Sukuna. Yeah, obviously it's not an actual fight, but probably at least gave Yuuji a little bit of confidence, thinking he could hold his own against Sukuna. Innate domain, okay, yeah, it is. Interesting. Never mind. Ooh. Is he interested in Fushiguro now? Obviously. Chaos. Interesting. Hey, he's holding his own. There you go. I know. Right, there was also this. Maybe I'll kill all the higher-ups. Baka baka baka. Said it. Affect the new generation. Biggest way to bring about change. Hey, he's learning to keep it to himself. He's learning. Okotsu, that's the guy that was mentioned. Last episode. Please don't. I'm just like, I feel like an idiot. Welcome back to life. I always believed in you. Sounds like Gojo. Play it off super well. Very adaptable. Interesting. Dead man walking. Bro's like, I need new glasses. I've seen too many things I should not be saying. Whoa. My 4 younger sisters? Interesting. Sealing him. What the? Was that really necessary? Why is... Just a tormentor for the negative energy? Yeah, that sounds about right. That was not necessary. Little boy's gotta puff out his chest, I guess. Kind of twisted that his name is Tadashi. Right. Correct. Guy who was supposedly judged by the justice system to be evil, to be wrong. His name means right. Hey, Parkour Panda. Help. Oh my goodness. They appear to be dancing. Ooh, exposition time. I'm being trained by the very best. Mm-hmm. I don't know if he can teach you that, but you got the right attitude. You got the right attitude. Ah. Yeah. Energy fuels techniques, or techniques harness energy. Makes sense. Which is what the curse was using. Interesting. Great art change. That's rough. Oh, he's just devolving. Incredible. Oh my god, are we sure he was revived? Is this Rick and Morty? Am I watching the wrong show? Yeah, just girl in the basics. Immediate change back. Oh, phenomenal. Ooh. Okay. Were you not humbled enough by Sukuna? Mm-hmm. Something like that. Achoo. 6 weeks, okay. It's cool. 2 different kinds of training. Very different. There's still like a little like training montage. Need to refine it. Why French movies? Is that one of the principals? Thought so. Mm-hmm. Careful, otherwise it will probably smoke you. There it is. Oh, interesting. Range of emotions. But you need to be constantly fueling a steady amount of energy into them. Yeah. Very good. It also teaches you how to use different kinds of emotions as you watch the movies. Mm-hmm. Wow. Too much will probably wake it up too. Very interesting. It's gonna take a lot of getting used to. Kind of like Demon Slayer, the total concentration breathing constant. Supplementing with weapons, okay. So we can summon them. Okay. Is this your day off? Stress. Bam! Just waiting for it. There it is. Very good. At the height of tension. I knew it was coming, but it still got me. Ooh. Did he forget the whole conversation or just the promise? Can't remember. Ooh. Interesting. Is he telling the truth, or does he really not remember any of it? We're gonna arrive on time. Is there anything else you want to do on the way there? Oh, here we go. Dewa. Okay. I had a feeling. But of course, we're not going to get it this episode. Of course. Okay, what's the Juju stroll for today? Go. God, he recorded a whole video while Yuuji's doing this training. That's cruel. That was the whole thing. Well, it's a good way to give him a little more magical energy, I guess. I don't know if you can hear that, but it's quite windy outside today. Okay, that was episode 6. Good episode. Definitely some more building out things, setting up, but next episode seems like it's going to be quite an exciting episode. But overall, solid episode. We had a good conversation between Sukuna and Yuuji, who for some reason thought he could stand any sort of chance against Sukuna, especially in his own mind. We'll hand over your body for 1 minute, probably just to wake him up, and I guess he's just alive now. Makes sense with things like curses and these Jujutsu spells that you can actually make pacts, you can make promises, and that actually bind you. That'll actually punish him. This is interesting. So part of the reason why he had it so easily is because in a way Sukuna was playing along with him. Sure, I'll do it. Is that what you want me to say? Fine, we'll compete. Okay. well, I'm not gonna die instantly. I quite like this. As somebody who's wanted to be a teacher for a while, I quite relate to the idea of wanting to change the world, but realizing that all the simplest ways are the ways that are the least effective, right? Because if it were that easy, then it would have been done. Generally, the best way to create the future you want to see, like a lasting future, is also the longest road, the one that takes the longest, the one that you have to really be patient because you really have to plant seeds to watch them grow. In this case, education. Teaching the next generation, right? Because that's how you can influence the most people and really bring up the people who are going to be the society of the future. So he wants to change the world, change the people who are going to populate it, who are going to lead it. And I quite like that. So here I don't know if we know the other one, but the second year Okots, he was mentioned last episode. I believe he was the one who's overseas, right? That Fushiguro mentioned that he's the only one he respects. And yeah, he looks a very... I don't know which is which. I assume this is Okots. He looks like the kind of person that Fushiguro would respect, a very serious, tired person. We'll see. And then, of course, he's just awake. Put on some clothes, and Gojo just rolls with the punches. I mean, it works out for him, so why not? Then now I've got to train him, and we've got to keep him off the record to keep him away from targets. And here people are freaking out. The people who quit apparently had the right idea because they're the ones who survived. You gotta seal them. They have this weird box thing. And then as soon as the guy quits, they all start burning to death. Except for her for some reason. I guess just because he's a curse. I guess he doesn't need a reason to torment people. But how strong am I in terms of fingers? 8 or 9 fingers. That fire looks sick. Jeez. Give me the prison realm. Sure, you're probably just going to be another test for him to see how strong Gojo is. It's probably not going to be just a complete annihilation, like a couple seconds. It's going to be a steamroll, though. We know that much. I'm curious if this is going to be a chance for us to see his domain expansion. Or we'll see him struggle for a little bit as he decides whether he's going to take it seriously or not, but eventually he'll have to. That could be interesting. This was nice. You can tell Fushiguro is starting to second guess himself and starting to think about his own justice. And the line that for some reason just didn't register in my mind last episode, where he mentioned he'll save people unequally, right? Because if the scales are unbalanced, you can't hope to balance it by adding balance to unbalance. You have to add your own unbalance to balance it. If that makes sense. But now he's starting to, if not second guess it, at least reflect on it. Interesting that he was openly admitting that I didn't want to save your son, but my friend did. What kind of people do you want to save? That's not what I'm interested in. And the rest of the episode is pretty much just training. You're the best person to train me. Might as well train into the strongest if you want to be the strongest. And we learned the difference between cursed techniques and cursed energy, which makes sense. Energy into techniques, right? You funnel energy into techniques. It's pretty straightforward. And I love the devolution here, and then it just turns into Rick and Morty, where he's just on the ground just having a stroke, and then just boop, changes back. Very good visual comedy. Very nice. So good, in fact, that it was hard to pay attention to what they were saying. So let's go through this again, because there's definitely a lot of interesting stuff. Setting aside simple shikigami and barriers. They're fundamentally etched into your body from the day you're born. roughly 80% talent. I was hoping I could do all these cool references, all these cool anime stuff. He just creates little versions of it as he just literally has a stroke. You just can't use them yet. Eventually, Sukuna's curse techniques will be engraved into your body. So you're going to be able to do stuff that's way more insane than the 80% innate talent that most people are limited to. You'll be able to do what Sukuna can do, which is far more impressive. We're going to focus on what you're good at. How to imbue your fighting style with cursed energy, which he already has a little bit of experience with. Force their way through the basics. Yeah, your talent for close combat is good. We've seen that from the beginning. There's the change. Transition. Awesome. Somehow managed to get the hang of it, though it didn't really help you in that case. Gotta learn to channel your energy. You got 6 weeks. Yeah, it's not just about creating negative energy. It's also about managing it once you have it, because otherwise it's just going to be wasting energy. It's all about funneling it, channeling that energy, that hatred. Watching movies with this stupid boxing bear that's going to punch the shit out of you when you least expect it. Got to funnel steady amount of energy that'll increase with time. Oof. Definitely not a fun thing to go through that we thankfully get to time-lapse our way through. We get to kind of skip through, and we don't have to sit with Yuuji as he goes through the entire thing himself. Carrying cursed tools. But I need both hands. Can't do it with a sword. And then he carries it. Some keep cursed spirits that can store and retrieve objects. It's a rare thing. But since he can already use summon the Shikigami as he does, then there's certainly a lot of potential he could tap into. And he starts by clipping through the floor. Good promise. Seems to be a good hint of things he could do. Watching movies, getting the snot beat out of him. He can't remember the conversation. And then this guy shows up and is definitely going to be anything more than a punching bag. But he'll be a useful punching bag, an educational punching bag. For them, yes, but mostly for us. And of course for the people who's actually using him towards their ends. So that'll be really interesting. Yeah, overall just a good setup episode. Not a whole lot to talk about, at least not yet. Definitely laying a lot of foundation for the future. I'm excited to see where it builds out from here. The title, After Rain, kind of says it all for you. Even though last episode was the sort of transition, the end of an arc and the start of a new arc, this feels really more like setting out the pieces, just laying the foundations, which is really important to tell a really good story. You can't just have all the highs and all the lows. You can't just have like an episode of calm and then go crazy again. You really need to take your time building out the story you want to tell in order for it to hit as hard as it needs to. So I can tell he's doing that, and he's doing it in a very efficient way. So I'm excited to see things pick up again and really to see how all these pieces start coming together. These two like training arcs that are sort of going on in parallel. We've got this, which is kind of breaking out of that a little interest with Gojo, building him out as obviously the strongest sorcerer, and the villains really dipping their toes in the water and seeing what they can learn towards whatever their end goals are. Yeah, I'm excited to see where it goes from here. Hope you're excited as well. If you are, I would appreciate it if you like and subscribe, follow along. I'd appreciate it a lot. Leave a comment if there's anything I missed, anything you want to add, just any comments you have at all. Feel free to leave them. I would love to start a discussion with you. But with that out of the way, thank you very much for watching. I will hopefully see you in the next video. But until then, have a lovely rest of your day.